All right, so I wanted to go over kind of like the structure of when you're planning on singing, how to take care of your voice beforehand, and how to take care of your voice during your process of singing, and then how to take care of it afterwards, okay? So we're gonna start off with a stretch today. It's kind of like a voice yoga move. We're gonna be using our hip flexors before singing and stretching them, because a lot of these muscles are like really large and they connect to our spine and our diaphragm. So it helps if you're kind of like stretching these out ahead of time, because it helps with kind of like relaxing the area around our diaphragmatic breathing space, okay? So we're gonna start off with that first. So we're gonna stand up, we'll come back. So you're gonna turn and go like this, and you're gonna put one foot in front of the other. So kind of like when we're singing, right? But we're gonna kind of like over exaggerate it. So you're gonna push. The other leg is going to bend. Let me move a little bit so you can see better. The other leg is gonna bend back like this. So you're gonna lean into it, okay? So you're kind of holding that. You're gonna take your arms, reach behind, and crisscross them behind. And you can kind of like turn. You can also take your head, hold it over to the side. You're just holding that stretch out. Then go the other way. And then we're gonna come back up. We're gonna switch to the other leg. So we're gonna go here, and you can hold these stretches longer too. So I definitely suggest that if you're able to, okay? So now we're gonna go to the other leg, kind of stretching back again with the other one, arms behind. You're gonna stretch one way, the other. You should feel it kind of like stretching out in this area and this area, okay? And it should be like fully open here. And then you can kind of turn. And then once again, you can hold that stretch quite a bit longer when you're warming up for yourself through the day. Okay, the next one, we're gonna do a yawning stretch. So this is gonna kind of like open up and stretch our muscle area here. Okay, so we're just gonna do a couple of these. So we're gonna yawn, keeping the tongue towards the front of the mouth. We're gonna the forward on the mouth, okay? We'll do two more. Last one. The main thing is you want to keep the tongue forward, because when you're yawning, if you go, your tongue has a tendency of wanting to pull back. But when we're singing, we're not wanting to have that yawning motion with the tongue pulled back, because that closes off our vocal space. So you want to try to work on dropping the tongue down. Okay, and then we're going to switch it into a breathing warm-up. So we're going to go into lip trills. We'll just do a couple of these. We'll jump around a little bit. So we'll go. We're going to skip it up. We're going to jump it up again. Okay, and then following that, we're gonna go in and work on our Klaus warm up again. This one we're up here and we're going, no, no. So we're singing right there. Sorry. No, 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 no. 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 No, 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 no. Okay, and then you'll go through your song that you're working on, and then following that, so this is the last step that I want to add in today. So you're going to do a cool down warm up. So just like when you're exercising, you have muscles that you're using and utilizing, and they get warmed up, because what happens is when you're singing, blood actually rushes into your vocal folds while you're singing, and that's kind of like why they start warming up and getting used, right? But just like when you're exercising, you have to have kind of like that stretching cool down period, because your voice will get tired if you don't cool it down. And you'll notice, like, if you use it multiple days in a row and you're overusing it, they're going to be very tired and you're not going to be able to sing and you'll start losing your voice. So this kind of helps with that. So I always suggest, and I do this at the end of my night after I'm talking and teaching and everything, because I use my voice a lot. I either drink a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of water, and I add honey into it, and that helps with kind of like, just relaxing a little bit, and that warmness helps with like kind of stretching it out a little bit. And then we're gonna do an exercise that creates back pressure on the throat. We're gonna do straw phonation, so you can take your straw, put it into a cup of water, and you can go from a high note. So let's say if you're going like with the vocal sirens again, but you're going, so going, we're just keeping a little bit more close, but you'll hold the cup with the straw with that. So that's a great way to utilize your voice and warm it up and cool it down after practicing. All right, so I hope you use these. This is a great way to take care of your voice and a great way to warm up and cool off. All right, bye.